Hey guys, what is going on today? Bojo here, and welcome back to our Carolina Hurricanes franchise mode series. I know, guys, it's been forever since I've uploaded this. Probably a couple months. I honestly had nothing and no idea what to record today. There were a couple videos I do want to make, but it's going to take a little bit of time to do those. And in the meantime, I honestly had nothing to upload. So why not just jump back into our franchise mode here with only about maybe 2 or 3 months of the game left to go before we start looking at NHL 18 a lot. Why don't we just continue along with our franchise mode here? So, we are at the beginning of year number 3 right now, and last time I left you guys was after our playoff series last year against the Washington Capitals. If you remember correctly, I highly suggest you guys watch the last episode of this series so that you can kind of catch up a little bit. I'll leave that down below in the description. But I remember we took on the Washington Capitals in the playoffs in the first round. We ended up actually being the best team in the Eastern Conference, or not in the Eastern, we weren't the best team in the Eastern Conference, but we were the best team in the Metro after a crazy second half of the season. But we unfortunately lost to the Capitals in, I think, 5 games. Actually, no, did we get swept? We might have got swept. Pretty sure we got swept. Because even though our record was really good, I didn't think our team was all too great. I think our defensive core and our goaltending is really nice, but I definitely didn't think our offense was going to be up to snuff to handle the Washington Capitals in year number 2. But we're in year number 3. I've gone through the offseason already. I've pretty much done everything that I needed to do already. I've set the prices for the franchise mode stuff, set the budgets, arena facilities are all upgraded once again. Owner goals, we'll go over that in a little bit. But I want to show you guys the new look of the team and obviously all the overall jumps as well, since I haven't covered those previously. And we went into free agency. I did all the signings that I needed to make as well. And the team is looking a little bit different, but we'll show you guys the overall jumps as well. Do a quick little tour of the team and what it has gone through. So let's start on the main roster. Let's go to the goaltenders here, and we'll go from main roster to in the system for each position. So starting with the goaltenders, Ben Bishop is still on the squad, 89 overall, 32 years old, 5.8 million for another. How many more years did I sign Bishop's for? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's still signed for another 5 more years at 5.8. It's a really reasonable contract, I think, for a starting goaltender. Maybe, like I said, in 2 or 3 years, we maybe think about trading him when he's like 34 or 35. If he, he might continue to get better, might drop a couple overalls, but I think he should be fine. But we have a new backup here on the squad because we don't have Cam Ward. We don't have Eddie Lack anymore. Cam Ward is long gone. I released him. I think he might have retired. If he didn't retire, then he actually might be on another NHL team or looming around free agency. But after a really great AHL season, once again, Alex Nedeljkovic is now onto the Carolina Hurricanes squad with an 84 overall, medium potential for a starter. Backup goaltender is his role right now, so he will be backing up Ben Bishop this year for sure. After the amazing playoff run that he had in year number, what was it? Was it last year? No, because I don't think the Checkers won the Calder Cup this year, unless they went back to back. I think I would have to remember. Maybe we did. No, I'm gonna check it right now. AHL. Okay, so yeah, we won the Calder Cup in year number 1, and we wanted to try to go back to back, but the Lehigh Valley Phantoms beat us this year as well. So it was Lehigh Valley versus, it should be these ones down here. It was, so it was the Clark, so it was back-to-back years that Lehigh Valley and Charlotte faced each other in the AHL finals. We won the first time, Lehigh Valley won the second time. So he definitely did indeed have 2 really solid playoff runs, almost going back-to-back in both years, didn't Alex Nedeljkovic, but unfortunately came up a little bit short. But still, that is what I am talking about, having Alex Nedeljkovic now on the team as an 84 overall backup tendy. And to think he started year number 1, I think like a medium 70s, and now he's up to an 80 after an 84 with the morale after 2 years. So that's really a nice improvement for Nedeljkovic. He'll be a restricted free agent next year. We'll obviously sign him to the deal. He might actually take over the role in Ben Bishop, and we might have to work around some things because I definitely want him to be the future, that's for sure. He's only 23, still has couple more years to grow for sure. So that's what the on on the main roster looks like. But then in the system, as for prospects, we have Daniel Alschuler, who will be starting once again. He gets majority of the starts once again this year for sure. He was sharing it with Nedeljkovic last year, but he'll be the main guy to go to this year. 81. Callum Booth and Pete Burgundy are still a little bit too low overall, I think, to back him in the AHL. They are signed, but I don't think they'll be playing. They'll probably be ECHL. Festerling was the goalie we drafted this year, and then I also signed Thomas Greiss just in case that there is an injury to either Bishop or Nedeljkovic during the year, and I have to throw in Greiss as a goaltender during the season. That's the reason I picked him up. 1 year, 1.5 mil. He'll stay down there in the AHL to help out Alschuler and the AHL team for right now. But in case of injuries do happen, he'll be the man to go to for sure. So our goaltender situation honestly looks really, really nice. I like Nedeljkovic much better than Cam Ward, that's for sure. And I'm liking the goaltender situation. It's really looking good. Okay, defensive situation, still looking amazing as well. Jake Bean, up to an 89 overall right now. He'll be a restricted free agent next year. He'll want a lot of money. Him and Falk's contract comes up next year, so we have 9.4 cap space, 9.4 mil cap space available, but I think next year or maybe during trade deadline is when we're going to have to really work on cutting some salary at some point. But Jake Bean, 89 overall, still crazy good defenseman. It's up to elite. Justin Falk, 88, might be being passed by Jake Bean at this point, so we'll have to see what happens with him. Hayden Fleury moved up to an 86 overall with the low elite, so he's on the rise as well. And Noah Hannaford still has the elite potential, 85. So our top, out of our top 4 right now, is an amazing defensive core. I mean, look at this defensive core in and of itself. Bean and Falk are the top 2 guys, 89, 21, 88, 27. Fleury and Hannaford are the top 4 guys, 86 at 23, 85 at 22. And then Pesce and Jacob Slavin are the guys rounding out the top 6. Pesce 84, 24, Slavin 84, 25. And Alexei Marchenko is the 7th defenseman for injuries. Defensive core is really good. It's really good. Nobody under 84. I'm liking that hell a lot. Same thing with our AHL team. Our AHL team's defensive core is really looking good as well. Everybody's contract comes up at the end of this year, but it's looking good. I signed a bunch of guys in the free agency. So we got Chris Weidman, we got Brandon Davidson. Roland McEwen is 80 overall, top 6, but he is a minor league top 2, so he will definitely get the top 2 time, that's for sure. He might be ready next year, and by that point in time, I'm not sure what we're going to do with defense. He might be trade bait at this point, unless he really gets a big jump in the offseason. We'll have to see. Sanheim, I think, might be trade bait as well. I'll probably put him on the trading block. Same thing with McEwen. Maybe not McEwen, definitely Sanheim, because I don't think he's panning out all too well in this GM simulation. Keegan Lowe and then Trevor Carrick will round out the AHL defensive core. Then we got all these top 2 and top 4 potential guys who have yet to be signed, but I will sign them once they get to 70 overall. So defensively for the AHL looks really good as well. Right wingers, Valentin Zykov got a little bit of a boost up to an 86. He's a second line forward right now. So he'll be playing on the second line. Elias Lindholm, 85. And then Joe Pavelski, that's a new name there for you guys as well. 7.2 mil. I'm paying for an 85 overall. I think I got screwed when I signed him. I think in free agency was like an 88 or an 89. And lo and behold, dropped all the way down to an 85. But the good thing is he is a second line player, but he's playing on our first line along with Tyler Johnson and Jeff Skinner. He's going to be playing the middle, first line center role at an 85. Just because he is an 85 doesn't mean his stats aren't that great. He still has great puck moving skills, great defense. Skating is still not too bad. It doesn't look like he'll score a good bit of goals, but I really want him to pass the puck around to feed Tyler Johnson and Jeff Skinner to get some goals into the back of the net. So that's what our right wing situation looks like on the main roster. In the system, Gudobin, Gauthier, Lazarev, Strong, Joseph Strong, and Tolchinsky and Colt Lind are all going to be hopefully playing on the AHL team at some point. I'm going to move players around. I don't think I set my AHL team already. If I did, I'll double check on that, but I think I might have to set that in this video. I'm going to move all these guys around because I have 6 like right wingers that I need to play in the AHL and somewhere on the team. So they'll definitely get their reps, that's for sure. But it's looking good for right wing prospects as well. I think that Gauthier or Gudobin hopefully should make that jump. Maybe Gudobin might be a all-time like AHLer, full-time AHLer. I'm hoping Dolchinski gets that boost because he's running out of time. He's running out of time, that's for sure. And I'm giving them in the minutes, so I don't know. We'll have to see about that. Alright, so we move to the left wingers now. Skinner, obviously, he'll still remain on that first line. 2 more years left on his contract. Teravainen actually got moved down to the third line. I'll show you that when I have the lineup set. Sebastian Aho, look at this contract that I got him for. 1, 2, 3 years at 1.7 mil for an 83, 22, top 9 potential, 83 overall. He's going to be playing besides Nolan Patrick and Teuvo Teravainen. I think Sebastian Aho might have a hell of a year on this team. Hopefully he can get the points. I did not want that about the View Legend. But I think Aho will have a really good time next to Nolan Patrick and Teuvo Teravainen. I really think he can get some points. Giuseppe will be on the 4th line. Nordstrom obviously is the extra forward. And then in the system for left wingers is where we're lacking a little bit for prospects. I might want to try to upgrade that category a bit, but Pajärvi, honestly, we're lacking a little bit in the left wings just because we have so many good right wing prospects. So it kind of works out in a way if you look at it. All my right wing guys can just transition over to the left wing, but we have Pajärvi, Paquin Boudreau, Wickman, and Kache are kind of the guys who I want to play. We have this Van de Velde guy who's low, top 9, but we're going to wait on him for a bit. He's only 18. He's got plenty of time. And then the centers positions, Tyler Johnson, 87, Victor Rask, 85. Yuri Laterra, I picked him up for 2 years at 1.8 mil. I think when I signed him in free agency, he was only a 79. And I knew his morale was really, really low, and I picked him up. He's a second-line forward, but I have him playing on our fourth-line center. I think he's a really solid fourth-line center for the stats that he has, and, you know, I think it'll work out. Hopefully his morale doesn't take a big hit all too well, or else we might have to move some guys around. But I think it might be a solid pickup right there. 31 years old, but still really cheap contract that I got him for only 1.8 mil. It's a really reasonable contract. Might have some really good trade value to hold on to him as well. Nolan Patrick right there, and then Andrew Desjardins is my fourth line player that I picked up right there. And then in the system for centers, we're looking really good. Nicholas Waugh is only a depth player. Marcus Kruger will be playing down there. Alexi Sorella, Wallmark, Blake Spears, Morand, Lundstrom, Samuelson, Zadina. I have a lot of really good prospects in the forward position in the center for damn sure. Samuelson and Zadina, obviously we're going to wait on them. I feel like I'm going to wait on Zadina or trade him. A bunch of these guys are going to be trade bait, that's for sure. Especially maybe like Samuelson or Zadina with the top 6 forward potential, low overall, only 19. Gonna take a while for those guys to get up there. But that's what the team looks like right there, guys. It's looking really, really solid, especially on our main roster. Like I said, our defense is phenomenal, and our goaltending situation now I think is a lot better than it was last year. The forward position, I think we have really solid depth. It's just we're lacking like those really top end players. We don't really have like a stud player on offense. We have a really good solid like depth lineup throughout our whole entire lineup. I mean, our first line is pretty much comparable to what our second line is, and our second line is comparable to what our third line is. Third line almost to what our fourth line is. So I think we just have an all-around solid lineup here in Carolina on offense. Lacking that superstar, that's for sure, but I think the depth can hopefully help us to get it done. Like I said, actually, that's my lineup I wanted to show you guys on offense. So Skinner, Pavelski, and Johnson, Lindholm, Rask, and Zykov, Aho, Patrick, and Teravainen, and then Giuseppe, Laterra, and Desjardins. Defense, Bean, Falk, Fleury, Hanifin, Slavin, and Pesci, and then obviously Bishop and Nedeljkovic in net. Special teams look like that. We got Zykov on the point on the first pair with Jake Bean, and then we have Hayden Fleury and Justin Falk on the 2 defensive pairs on the second line with Teravainen, Pavelski, and Victor Rask. That's that. Penalty kill, I got Johnson, Desjardins, Pavelski, and Laterra pretty much on the penalty kill. Actually, I might want to think about putting Yuri Laterra on the face-off instead of Desjardins for the next pair. Let me see. What does he have? Oops. 83, 84, 84, 85, 81, 87. I think I'm going to go with Yuri Laterra instead of Desjardins on this one. So let's put Yuri Laterra in there for the face-off there on the 3-man penalty kill. He could stay in there on the 4-man penalty kill, that's fine. But I'm opting to keep Pesci and Slavin off just because I feel like their defensive categories aren't as good as all four of those guys are. Fleury, Hannafin, and Falcon Bean are definitely my best defensive defensemen with their best defensive stats. So I think that's what we'll leave it to. Obviously, we'll make changes as we go. I need to check my AHL team, because if my AHL team is not set, that's going to take some time. So let us add the lines here. Let me see. Is my AHL lineup set? Survey says it's... I think it's set. Looks set to me. Let me see. Let me just take a look at the scratch players. Wahlberg, Kashe is scratched. Okay, that's fine. Centers, Blake Spears is scratched. I'm okay with that. Same thing with Rarick. Lazarev is scratched. Do we want to scratch Cole Lind? Strong, Walmart, Moran, Gauthier, Sorella. Yeah, I mean, unless injuries can happen, so I think we'll leave that for right now. There'll be a lot of injuries. A lot of players will be switching in and out. Yeah, McEwen, Davidson, Sanheim. Yeah, I think I did edit up all these lines, so we're good on that. Allschooler and Grice. Yep, we're good on the AHL. We're good on the NHL. I did definitely indeed set my lineups, so I'm happy that I did that. And then let's just take a look at the owner goals really quickly and what the owner wants us to do this year for this Hurricanes team. Take a look at that really quickly. So he wants us to improve our top 4 defensemen to make us a serious contender. He is having us as a state of the team as a contender right now. So hopefully we can do that. Winning on the road is crucial. So he wants us to get 22 road wins on the year. And he also wants us to boost team chemistry by 5 to 84. Okay, but he wants us to improve our top 4 defensemen. That's interesting. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. Maybe at the trade deadline I could really make a splash for a trade to get somebody really, really nice. But I think we're just going to run with this team and see how we do. So let's go to the calendar. Is this preseason? Actually, no, this is regular season since we're playing the LA Kings. So let's simulate it up to the regular season, boys. Let's get it going. Let's get our first game of the year. Let's do a sim. Zach Parise for our first in Hillis. Okay, I might have to go look at my trading block. Let me edit this trade. Zach Parise, what is your overall right now? 6 years left, still on that crazy, crazy contract. He's only an 87. I don't think it's worth it. I'm not looking. I really don't want that cap hit. 6 years at 7.5. Like, it's going to be almost literally impossible to move that deal for Zach Parise. Alright, but we need to hold the team meeting here. Everybody's morale is in the downward trend. Once again, everybody seemed to like the demanding tone, and only Sebastian Aho didn't like it, but everybody else seemed to indeed like that demanding role from the team. So I think we should be good to go. Sebastian Aho, not the demanding type. That's alright, kid, you're young. Get used to it. Okay, let me make sure my trading block is kind of situated the way I want it to be. Alright, let's do this. Let's get in here. Let's simulate 1 month of the simulation first, and then we'll see how we do. So let's simulate this game up against the LA Kings. First game of the year. Let's get it rolling. First period, 1-0. Jeff Skinner on Jonathan Quick. It's a good start. Second period, 1-1. Jeff Carter. Third period, 4-2. Dustin Brown, Justin Smarlton, Trevor Lewis. Aho gets his first NHL career goal, which is nice. But we dropped the first game of the season to the LA Kings on the road. Not a good way to start the year. Alright, so let's simulate this month here, and then let's simulate this first month, and then we'll see how we do, and then I'll take it to the next month. Alright, I have high hopes for this team. Once again, first game of the year. Hopefully it's a little bit of just a roadblock, a road bump, but we come back with a 4-0 win over the Minnesota Wild, which is nice, and then explode on the Edmonton Oilers 8-2. So first couple games of the season already, we've already had like 4-8, or we've had a lot of goals scored, which is nice. So hopefully this goal scoring can keep it up, and maybe this goal scoring actually is what it possibly could be. LA Kings, we're ending the season series with the LA Kings already early on in the year, which is nice. 4-2. Upgrade and maintain. Something is not looking right here, so let's go to upgrade and maintain on this, because I don't know what needs to be upgraded. The parking lot needs to be fixed. Okay, so let's just repair that. Boom. And we can get back to simulating. Cool, so we get some revenge over the LA Kings, 5-2, which is nice. But yeah, I think I'm surprised that we're scoring a lot of our goal scoring seems to be pretty decent right now. Yeah. I mean, we're scoring goals. We're scoring pretty goals. We're really putting the puck in the back of the net when we are winning games. All right, player morale. Who wants to meet? Sebastian Aho. Okay, so he doesn't like demanding. Remember that. He does not like the demanding role. All right, good performances are something that has just come to me, obviously. Okay, so it looks like he might be having a good start to the year. Okay, so let's see. So he doesn't like demanding. We know that from Aho. You've been nailing it lately, but I still think you could do better. Motivating, assertive. I've seen better. It takes a lot to impress me. I mean, so if he doesn't like demanding, maybe he likes calming. There's a lot to be proud of. Good work. Is favorable to our calm demeanor. Okay, remember that. Aho likes the calm approach. He's a rookie. He likes to be calm. That's good. That's good. Gotta remember this for these players if I'm going to be doing this series a little bit more. Alright, so shootout lost to Ottawa and then a regulation lost to Pittsburgh, but still pretty good first month, 6-3-2. Let's go one more month and we'll check out the stats. Yeah, let's end it off at that Chicago game. Got a lot of games here in this month for sure, and let's see if our record hopefully can get a little bit better. Wow, the Maple Leafs are really struggling. 1-9-1. We should not lose to that team. There you go, 5-2 win. That's what I like to see. I don't want to lose to teams that have really rough records. Okay, so I think we really should start looking for defense now because we're running low on defensive prospects. I mean, but once again, there's really no need to scout defense because my defensive core is so young. There's really no point to really look for those stud defensive prospects. So I really do think that we just still need to continue to scout forward. So let's go to the Q first. Scout those guys out. Scout those French Canadians out first. Get those QCs. And let's see how we do. Alright, so Ottawa takes the first two games against them. So it looks like we're having some trouble against Ottawa this year to start. Not great. Detroit, kind of same record as us. And we get a 4-1 win over them. Man, like franchise mode simulation. I'm glad I do those simulation videos now in seasons mode, in the season mode. Mike Amadio, waiver claim. Let's take a look at you. You are 23 years old, two-way forward, 77. You got terrible defensive stats. You got a hard shot. You have 0 puck moving skills. Yeah, I will decline. Somebody else will gladly pick you up if they feel like it. But other than that, LA would just, you know, send him down to the minors. That was literally like one of the worst kind of 77 overall players I've seen. I don't know why his stats were up so high. All right, boys, dropped 3 in a row. 4 out of our last 5 if you include the shootout loss. So nothing going great right here, but there you go. Back with a 5-2 win over the Sabres. Let's get some wins here. Back here at the end of November. Shootout loss. All right, so we're getting points for losses too. 6-5 loss to Buffalo. All right, come on, boys. Let's go. Washington not doing great. 9-10-2. And we get an overtime win over them. Okay. Stay around this 500 mark, but we really should start getting on a winning streak. There you go. 2-0 win over the Sharks. Good. Florida, 6-3. There we go. Stringing some wins together now. Julien Gauthier has been injured with injured elbow. He's in the HL, so we'll just replace the player. Got plenty of guys to fill out those roster spots down there in the AHL. They'll just put in the best possible player, which is good. There we go. We've gotten 4 wins in a row. One more against the Wilds, and they are not doing great, so that's probably why they want to trade Zach Parise, because they're 6-16-2, and we get a 2-0 win over them. One more game against the Blackhawks. We'll do an in-game simulation against the Blackhawks, because I think we have a pretty similar record against them. We're in first place in the Metro right now, beating the Blue Jackets by 1 point. Yeah, 14-7-4, 11-8-3. Yeah, let's do in-game simulation for this game against the Blackhawks. Why not? To pretty much end off the simulating for this video. All right, so let's do goals. First period, 3-0. There you go. Jake Bean, Joe Pavelski, and Victor Rask on B. Whitney. Don't know who that is. Guess Corey Crawford is gone at this point. But 3-0 lead over the Hawks. Second period, 4-2. They score 2, but we get 1. Jeff Skinner, Seabrook, and Joffrey Lupul. Apparently back from injury. Third period, can we hold on? There we go. Teuvo Teravainen gets 1 more 5-2 win for the Hurricanes, as we will improve to 15-7-2, 15-7-4. And we're looking pretty right there in the Metro Division. 34 points. Attaboys. Attaboys. I keep saying that. I don't know why I say it too much. I say weird things in GM modes. But let me do the upgrades here really quick. And we should be good. But we are looking pretty good though. 34 points. Almost a 2.0 win-loss ratio, which is nice. So let's take a look at the team stats so far compared to the entire league. We are third best team in the NHL right now behind Dallas and San Jose, so not too bad. San Jose is 18-6-1, so it looks like they didn't need Joe Pavelski at all, but looking pretty good. Goals for per game, we are looking really good for goals for per game. Yeah, we have the best goals for per game in the league. We're scoring goals like crazy, 3.62 out of the gate, which is nice. Goals against per game was at 2.35, which is good for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 best team. So first for goals for, 6th for goals against. That's a pretty good first 2 months, if I do say so myself. Power play percentage is at a 22.1%, so that's good. Total power play, so we have the most power plays in the league, and we're looking pretty good, like top 10-ish for power play, so that's good. And penalty kill is at an 81%, so that's not great. Yeah, so penalty kill, not good. Are we disciplined? We're sort of disciplined, but we might have to do some reworks of the penalty kill. Home, we're 8-4-3, away 7-3-1, last 10 7-2-1. Looking very, very good. So penalty kill is the only thing that we need to change. I'll definitely look at that really quickly before we end the video, and you guys could definitely give me some suggestions as to what to change. So let's take a look at the forward core right here. Teuvo Teravainen on the third line. I moved him down to the third line with Aho and Nolan Patrick, and he is getting it done. 25 points in 26 games, 9 goals, 16 assists. He is on the power play, so he might be getting power play points as well, and our power play is one of the better power plays in the league, so that might be one of the reasons why. But Teuvo Teravainen, 25 points, that's really great. Joe Pavelski on that first line is getting it done. 24 points in 26 games as well. Jeff Skinner has 21 points. Elias Lindholm, 19. Tyler Johnson has 18 with 10 goals, which is nice. Jeff Skinner, Pavelski, and Teravainen all have 9 goals as well. Sebastian Aho with 16 points in 26 games so far in that third line. I told you he was going to get points. Zykov with 16 on the second. Nolan Patrick with 15 and 26. That's still pretty good. Laterra with 14 points on the fourth line. That's really amazing. DiGiuseppe with 13 points. Desjardins with 10. Victor Rask only with 10 points. You're a second line center, and you are unfortunately not pulling your weight, Victor. Victor, you need to... I have no idea what's going wrong with Victor Rask here. Second line is negative. The second line is negative for sure, so it looks like we're giving up the most goals, but Victor Rask, you're not pulling your weight, son. That is for sure. Maybe like an upgrade of... Even Nolan Patrick's doing better than you. Maybe an upgrade... Oh, Nolan Patrick's actually up to an 85. Maybe an upgrade of Nolan Patrick to the... to that second line might be worth something to do there, but I don't know. That Aho, Teravainen, and Patrick line seems to be doing great if Teuvo's putting up 25 points in 26 games, so you guys can definitely let me know if a move is definitely warranted. Defensively, Jake Bean, not surprised to see that at all. 17 points in 26 games. Justin Falk with 14, Hayden Fleury with 8, Jacob Slavin with 7, Pesci with 5, and Noah Hanifin with 4. Obviously, Noah Hanifin just doesn't get points, but he keeps the puck out of the net. Look at Bean and Falk's plus minus. Plus 18 for Jake Bean, plus 13 for Justin Falk. That's crazy. And then the goaltenders, come on, Nedeljkovic. Ben Bishop, okay. Doing pretty good. 13, 6, and 2. 2.16 goals against average, which is pretty damn nice. Save percentage of .923, 2 shutouts. And then Nedeljkovic is not doing too bad. 2.66 goals against average is a little bit high. He's up to an 85 now, which is good. 2, 1, and 2. So he's gotten points in almost every game that he's played in, which is nice. So that's what you want your backup to do. You want your backup to go out there and get your team points any means necessary. And I'll take 2 wins, 1 loss, and 2 shootout losses for that. Nonetheless, so pretty good record so far for Nedeljkovic. He has played in 6 games, so he's probably relieved Bishop for one of those crazy losses. But .907 save percentage, and one of those wins is a shutout. So not too bad for Nedeljkovic off of this first 2 months simulation. So the team is off to a pretty good start, for sure. How is Charlotte doing? They're doing 11-6-3, so they're doing pretty good. 25 points, third in their division right now. I don't know why the stats are all screwed up. Like, Chicago's in first place with 13-4, like 17 games, 18, 20. Like, I don't know how that works. It's weird. Whatever. I'm not going to bother with the AHL. AHL is weird. But, so, yeah, penalty kill is the only thing that really needs changing, I think, at this point in time for the squad. Obviously, Victor Rask is not getting it done in the second line. Do we warrant a move of Nolan Patrick up to the second line, but do we move him away from Teuvo Teravainen and Sebastian Aho, who have really been, you know, kind of clicking so far here in the first 2 months? You guys can let me know about that. Defense, there's really no need to change the defense at all. Power play is really clicking, so I'm not going to touch that. But the penalty kill is something that definitely needs attention. So that's what our penalty kill looks like right there, and our 3-man penalty kill. Let me know what you guys think I should do with the penalty kill to make it a little bit better. Once again, I always try to like split up some of the good defensemen and some of the weaker defensemen so that you always have somebody really good out there. Maybe I should do that as well. Maybe I should put maybe I should put Desjardins with Pavelski, and then maybe move Laterra up to Johnson. You know, really stack up the first line penalty kill lines. So you guys can let me know about that. It might be Desjardins, I think, is the weak point in the penalty kill. But once again, you guys can let me know. You guys know my players. You guys know what I can do. But good to be back with the franchise mode, and let's continue rolling with it. So thank you guys for watching. If you did like this episode, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe as always for more. I'll be bringing this a little bit more frequently now that I kind of have nothing to do at this point, so we're going to bring the franchise mode back in slowly, and I know a lot of you guys have been asking for it, so I'll bring it back, and leave some suggestions down below of what you guys think I should do with the penalty kill, or just general, you know, the general line setup of the team. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.